Hello there everyone, and in this tutorial we're going to be seeing how we can upload files onto Django. So for this one I'm going to create a whole new project so that I can show you how fast and how easy it is to actually set up everything. So first of all, we're going to create a new project by doing Django-admin start project upload files. So if I hit enter on that, you're going to see you're going to create it, and I can see it into that directory now, upload file, and I'm going to open it in code. So with that open now, I can close this out. So the first thing I want to do is I want to create an app. So I'm going to open up my terminal and do Python manage.py start app base. So before I forget, as I've created the app, I have to go to settings.py and I have to register the app here under installed apps. So I'm going to do that, and with that done, I think we should be good. So from the base, we're going to create a urls.py file, and inside here is going to be almost the same thing with the normal urls file here. So I'm going to copy this from here like this and paste it inside the one we just created. So I'm going to get rid of this admin, the sites, and also we're not going to be using /admin. I'm going to be coming back to this later on, but first of all, let's create our view. So I can create a function and call this index, and inside here we'll pass in request, and also it's going to return render. I don't know what we're rendering right now, but we're going to create that in just a second. So with that done, I think we should be good. Then we should go over here to the base. I'm going to create a folder inside it and call this templates. Make sure it's a template with S, and I'm going to create a file inside it and call this index.html. You can call this anything you want, but I'm going to go with index.html. So in here, I'm just going to create some boilerplate code, and I'm going to create a form, and this form is going to only have one input, which is the file. So I'm going to do that, input : F. So now the name is going to be file, and the ID, I'm just going to remove that. The next thing is we want to create a submit button. So input submit, and the value is going to be submit. Now we have our route, we can start filling in the blank spaces we have left. So over here in the index, I'm going to pass in index.html. Then in the urls.py, here we're going to just do views. Oh, sorry, we have to import views. So here we say from dot import views. After that, we can just say views dot index. So hopefully that will work really nicely. As you can see, I haven't even run the code yet, but I'm following the workflow, which just helps you get more comfortable with Django. So oh well, the next thing we have to do is go over to your urls.py here, and the path here, we're going to register that base app. So here I'm just going to give empty, and over here I'm going to remove this. I'm going to import include. Here I'm going to use include, and here we say base.urls. I think that should be good. Right now I'm going to run it and see. Run server. Hopefully we don't run into any errors. The server is running. I can open it in the browser, and we have our basic route. But if I do anything here, it doesn't actually matter. It's just like a dummy input file. So now it's time to code the functionality of adding files. So first of all, I want you to do something. You have to do pip install pillow, and the reason for this is because Django doesn't automatically store them. You have to have this package called pillow. So if you hit enter on this, it's going to automatically install. I'm not going to do that right now because I've already done it before, but you should just do that. Anyways, if you go over here to your models.py, I want to create a model like that, and this can just be, let's say, a picture. And inside here we can do models.model, and inside the class we can have a variable here called pic, and let's just say this should be equal to models.image field. So remember, you have to have pillow before you can use this image field. Anyways, models.image field, and we're going to make it mandatory because we don't want to have a picture table that doesn't have pictures inside. Doesn't even make sense. Oh well, I think that should be good. Most of the time you're not going to be using it this way. You can have like this should be a user and just a profile pic, something like that. But in my case, I'm going to just leave it as picture. Hopefully you get the point. So over here, I'm going to do from the models import picture. So now before we go further, we'll go over to the index.html, and here remember the name is file here, and that we're also going to be using that in the views. Also, I want to go over here to the form and do method equal to post, yeah, because that is necessary. Then the last thing I want to do is enc type, that's encoding type, equal to multipath /form data. So the reason we're doing this is because the file is going to be encoded as multi-part form data, and that's what we're going to be using to access it over here in the backend. So if you don't do this, don't call my name when it doesn't work for you. Okay, so we'll go back to the views.py, and over here we can say if request the method, always make mistake, equal to post. Make sure the post is in capital letters. If the method is post, we want to say picture equal to request dot files dot get, and in here file. Normally you are supposed to do a request dot post, but since we're working with files, we have to include this request dot file. So if you're going to try to use the post method, it's not going to work, and that's because the form is encoded as multipart slash form data. Hopefully you get the point. The bottom line is that you have to use request dot files to get the files. Okay, so as you all know, this file in here is just the name that you set this input field to be. So the next thing we want to do is we want to create like a row in the database for that picture model. So we can do picture.objects.create, then pic equals to picture. So that is going to create a picture object, and the pic variable here, or should I say the pic column, is going to be equal to whatever. Well, I think that should be good, but we have not finished. The next thing we want to do is we want to tell Django where it's going to save these pictures and all that. So first of all, you go over to your settings.py and scroll down all the way to the bottom. So here where you see static, where you actually place whatever I'm about to type in now doesn't matter, but I like keeping them in the same range of places, like the static URL and all that. What we're going to be doing now is say media underscore root. So here we're going to pass in the path in our computer where it's going to save all these files. So what we do is we say base underscore dir. So this base directory here is declared up here, and this is just basically some Python code that is going to get the current directory of this manage.py file. So wherever this manage.py file is going to be stored in base directory. You can do base directory slash, and here in colon, in quotation marks, we can do slash uploads. So like this is where all our uploaded files are going to be stored. So with this done, there's something else we need to do. We have to go to models.py, and inside the image field here, we have to tell it where it's uploading this picture to. So I can do upload underscore to, and it's going to be equal to, like, for example, pics slash. So now what Django is going to do is it's going to create a new folder here where this manage.py file is. It's going to create a new folder called uploads, and inside there, whenever we upload a picture, it's going to create a new directory called pics, and it's going to store the file inside there. I'm going to run this now so that you can see a real representation, but before I do that, I have to make migrations because I edited something in the models.py file. So I can say make migrations. Okay, sorry. Yeah, upload to. I'm sorry for that. Upload to. So make migrations. First of all, I got a typo in there. Make migrations. I think that worked. Then we do a migrate. So with all that done now, it's time to run the server. So manage.py run server. If you go to your db.sqlite, I think you should see base picture there, and there's nothing inside there for now. So when you come back here, you actually have to refresh this so that every change we made in the HTML will reflect. So we'll go over to choose file, and we're going to choose this one. I'm going to submit. As you can see, CSRF forbidden. We also made that mistake. We have to come back here and put that in CSRF underscore token. We're going to refresh again and open up screenshot.png, submit it. As you can see, we have a new folder here called uploads, and inside it we have pics. So that's what I was talking about. It created a folder called pics and puts that screenshot.png here. If you create another, if you try to add another one with the same name, it's going to just help you rename it to something very random. So that's the basics of uploading files. So now you can open this up, and as you can see, we have the screenshot up here. So with all that said, I think we should be done with uploading files. In future tutorials, I'm going to show you how you can get these pictures back to the user. For example, the user uploads a profile picture, how you can see it on his profile and stuff like that. So with all that said, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.